Yes, we have one member of the public.
Okay, welcome. Kay, can you confirm the quorum and proper notice was given, please? Kay, still with us?
I think you're on mute.
Sorry, I can confirm both.
Okay, thank you very much. You then distributed the meeting minutes from everybody from our last meeting. All members have had a chance, hopefully, to look at those. Are there any notations to make from the minutes as they were published? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve as presented?
I'll move to adopt the minutes as presented.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion stands approved. Move on to the claims. The claims total $173,496.89. Lawrence, do you have any comments for the claims?
Nope, no comments, but I'm happy to answer any questions if you guys have any.
Anybody have any questions of Lawrence? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve the claims as presented?
Motion to approve.
And a second? Okay. A second?
I'll second. This is Damon.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. That motion stands approved. Next item, item number 5, is the annual TIF report. The TIF letter. Lawrence, do you want to speak on that?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and share my screen real quick. This is the same report that you all had emailed to you in April, excuse me. Per state statute, every year we have to do a report on kind of the TIF and how it's doing. So I'll kind of go over it at a high level very quickly. The big highlights to look at, these are just the annual highlights of different projects and items we've done. Big thing to highlight right here is the job commitments. Even during the pandemic, we had an incredibly strong year with over 1,100 job commitments. Another thing to look at is right here, our gross assessed value. Again, as you can see here, even in a pandemic year, we still have an incredibly strong amount of gross assessed value come in for the city, which is something that the commission should be very proud of. Coming down just to how every area is doing so far, like I said, just here's the gross amount, gross net, and the base. So this is how much increments currently being generated. And at the end of 2020, the Redevelopment Commission had a cash balance of just a little over $9 million. Of that $9 million, it's like where it came from, a very strong return this year of $12 million of increment. And expenditures, most of those are nothing too crazy. Debt service and pass-throughs for that debt service, pretty much $7 million of that. Our various rent obligations was we're at another $2 million of that, leading to that cash balance of $9 million. And then on the following pages are just kind of the more detailed to how that is coming across. And the last page, again, is just all our current outstanding obligations that we have the TIF or different TIF areas pledged to. Again, this is the report that was emailed to you all back in April, and we will go ahead and get this re-uploaded out with the agenda. That's it at a high level. I'm happy to answer any questions you guys have.
Do we have anything that's at risk right now as it relates to forecasting in relation to these TIFs?
Right now, we have a little bit of a downturn because of what we expect. Hamilton County came out with guidance saying that they're kind of going to be holding back some AV for the next couple of years. So there's going to be a little bit. I mean, it's maybe about 5 to 10%, kind of depending on the class of business. But really, for the most part, we are lucky with our ever increasing assessed value, kind of counteracting that little bit less money we're going to be getting from the county. But honestly, in terms of like what we got from tax returns, we still collected over 95% of all revenues we expected to come out of increment during the pandemic. So in terms of revenues, that are still very, very strong. So there will be a little bit of a downturn we're seeing, but kind of compared with the still very strong growth we have, it should actually be fairly negligible, if that makes sense.
Perfect. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Lawrence,
Lauren-
do we need to take action on this, or are you just presenting it?
I'm just presenting it. If you guys want to approve the report, that we can do that. I believe that's what we did last year.
Do we want to approve or just accept it?
I think you can just accept it.
So before we do that, Lawrence, since we have a couple members of the public, can you share a little bit of where this information comes from, how we compile this report, and then where these live on the website each year so that anyone and everyone can see and find this information?
Sure. So pretty much most of the report from this comes from the county and the state. Every year, typically around February, March, we will get a report from the county saying, here's all your allocation areas, here's your base, we'll go back up to it. Basically, every year we get a report from the county saying, here's our different allocation areas and with all this information provided. So that's where most of the information comes from the state and county from our actual returns. In terms of the expenditures, that's where the approval of claims are every month. Saying, hey, here's what's going on. So that's where the bulk of that information comes from. Again, this report all lives on the website. It's also available on Gateway. The Department of Local Government Finance has a website and transparency portal called Gateway that has a lot more of this detail in it as well. So this is kind of our own version of that Gateway report. And if you just Google DLGF Gateway, one of the first things that pops up is actually show you real quick.
And do we post these on is there a place that we keep them just normally held, our year over year RDC reports on our city website?
Yeah, they're typically, with the meeting that the reports are presented by. See if you go to if you just Google Gateway Indiana. You'll see everything for the entire county, but then there's the actual, we'll just go to the downtown, for example. And it's it's a lot more detailed than in the report we are provided. And it goes on a parcel by parcel basis of, kind of your gross assessed value, your base assessed value, and the increment it's generating.
Great.
Any other questions, concerns for Lawrence pertaining to the TIF report? Hearing none, I think in my opinion, I could be wrong, and you can certainly tell me if I am, that we want to accept this, that we approve it. We're basically saying that we have, in my opinion, we're looking at the numbers and a total it all up. I'm sure a couple have, but I have not done that. So I would think that we would just want to accept it if the members agree. If so, if there's a motion to take action on the TIF report.
I'll move to accept the report.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second to accept.
Okay, we have a motion, a second to accept the report as presented. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Pose same sign. Motion stands approved.
Thank you.
We'll move on to item number 6, FRC 01R111521, the resolution approving project agreement. This is hub and spoke. Jordan, do you want to talk on that?
Yes, I will take this one. So this is a project agreement with On Point Hub and Spoke, and it is to increase public parking and public access to the future Hub and Spoke trailhead. So as a part of that, the city is providing a commercial land grant annually over 10 years to the developer to support the construction of that additional parking to serve the trailhead, which that is indicated in the easement agreement, which you also have in front of you. So are there any questions here?
Any questions, Jordan, pertaining to this resolution? Hearing none, is there a motion to take action on the resolution?
I'll motion to approve.
We have a motion. Is there a second? Is there a second on the motion?
I'll second.
Okay. We have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion stands approved. We will move on to number 7, FRC 02R111521. This is a resolution approving project agreement, Rebar Techway. Jordan, is this one yours also?
Yes, I will take this one as well. So this is a project agreement with Rebar Development for their development of the Techway site, which sits at the entrance of our tech park here in Fishers. So this project will include a newly constructed 16,000 square foot building where Fairway Mortgage will be consolidating 3 offices and 55 employees into, and then also a renovation of the existing 8,000 square foot building that is currently on the site. This will also include the construction of a plaza and trailhead for the public's use. And the city will have approval rights on the design of that plaza, which that will come here soon. So in support of the construction of that public plaza and then public access to the surface parking at this development, the city is providing a commercial land grant for some of the hard costs in the project, and that will be provided annually over 20 years. And that is included a $250,000 allowance for the construction of the plaza and trailhead, which after those are constructed, that will be dedicated to the city upon completion. And then as a part of that, the city will also be conveying 2 smaller parcels for additional surface parking. And then 2 other elements in this agreement are the easement agreement, which you have in front of you, which will provide public access to about 52 spaces. Those will be available after 5 p.m. on weekdays and then 24/7 on, or 24 hours on the weekend. And then also the developer will be held to a $75,000 minimum taxpayer agreement as a part of this project agreement. So, you know, as I mentioned earlier, we are really excited to move forward with this project. You guys have seen a few different concepts and renditions on this site, and it really will be, you know, an important gateway to the tech park and then now an important trail node as well. So are there any questions there?
Are there any questions for Jordan on this particular resolution? Hearing none, then is there a motion to take action on item number 7?
This is Damon. I'll motion to approve.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion does stand approved. We'll move on to item number 8, FRC 03R111521. This is a resolution approving common area agreement. Megan, is this yours?
Jordan, I think this is part of the hub and spoke agreement, right?
Megan, you want me to take, Jordan, do you want me to take this one?
Yes, please.
Yes, that would be great. Thank you.
Okay. This is pretty simple. This is actually for an employee, city employee Christmas party. The RDC has a lease, as you know, at Hub and Spoke. We are entitled to use the common area under that lease agreement, but we have requested and Hub and Spoke has agreed, provided that they can accommodate our date. So this is still a bit tentative. But provided they can accommodate our date, they're going to allow the city to use their lobby area for the employee Christmas party. There's no cost associated with it, but they did ask that if we're going to host a Christmas party there, that we just extend the protections that are already in the lease agreement between the RDC and Hub and Spoke to just make clear that they apply to that entire lobby area during the time that we're there for the Christmas party. So it's issues like indemnification, you know, not disturbing other people in their designated spaces. It's those types of concepts. But again, no money's transferring or anything like that. It's just making sure that we have covered the appropriate basis and that they're comfortable allowing us to host there.
Jennifer, is this a single-use agreement?
Yes, it is. And we're still working. You'll see some blanks in there because they're working on date and time, because the biggest issue right now is actually just making sure that there's adequate parking for the tenants in that building and the employees to be there for the party. But yeah, it's single use, one day and for a few hours in the middle of the day.
Okay. Is there any other comments or questions of Jennifer on this particular resolution? Hearing none, is there a motion to take action then on item, excuse me, item number 8?
I approve, or motion to approve.
Okay.
Tony
Is
I'll
there-
second.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second on item number 9. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion stands approved. We will now move on to item number 9, FRC 04R111521. This is the resolution approving professional services for the test kitchen use agreement. Jennifer, is that you also?
It is, and this is just an agreement to essentially allow Neil Brown and Greg Howe to rent the space. Concepts will continue to flow through the test kitchen, meaning you're still going to have 3 different operators, although they'll now be under one entity, coming up with different food concepts with the ultimate goal of them spinning out of that space into restaurants. Any questions on this one?
Any questions for Jennifer on item number 9? Hearing then, is there a motion to take action on item number 9?
I'll move to approve.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second on item number 9. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. And mark me down as abstaining on this, please, since I serve on the Launch Fishers Board.
Will do.
We will move on to item number 10, FRC 05R111521. This is a resolution approving the First Amendment to Land Acquisition Agreement.
This one I will take. So this is the First Amendment to the Land Acquisition Agreement back from, I think, 2019 with the Maple Dell project. So this is when Hageman purchased the property. We entered into a land acquisition agreement. Because of rising costs, COVID, that project has seen a bit of a delay. And so we still think it's a great project. So we're just extending the terms of that through March of 2022 for this project. So we are asking for the RDC's consideration of that extension.
This is the property just to the west of like McAllister.
Tap. Mm-hmm.
Okay, any questions of Megan on this particular item? Item 10. Hearing none, is there a motion to take action on item number 10?
This is Brad. I'll move to adopt the resolution.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That motion stands approved. We'll now move on to item number 11, FRC 06R111521. This is a resolution approving land acquisition agreement rebar.
So I'm going to try and pull up my screen to kind of help orient everybody on where these properties are. So we have an exciting opportunities for some continued downtown redevelopment projects. This one in particular is, let me pull my screen up, just east of First Internet Bank's property. So it's the former Plumber's Supply building. Let me pull this up.
Are they gone?
They are gone. They've been gone. They actually moved into Hub and Spoke a while ago and then rented some additional warehouse space in Fishers, I think down off of 96th Street. So this is the former Plumber Supply Building. So this is 116th Street. Moore Street is right here. And then this property is the other property that we're doing the land acquisition agreement for. So Rebar Development has both of these properties under contract. I believe he might have closed on the Plumber Supply last week and has an upcoming closing with this property. So what's exciting about this is a decent amount of land within the Nickel Plate District, and these land acquisition agreements have worked well for us because we're helping cover the carry costs without being in a rush to help a developer put together a project that might not be the best fit, but just for the sense of making a project work and go to help everyone's finances. So we're asking again for a land acquisition agreement. You'll see in that agreement that land prices have continued to rise in the Nickel Plate District. So he's purchasing the Plumber Supply building for $1 million and the residential property for another $1 million. He's estimating about $100,000 in carry costs. So that can be demolition, property taxes, property maintenance that you've seen in some of these other agreements before. So for a total of $2.1 million. So what we are requesting approval on is that the Redevelopment Commission, whereas before we've held these land acquisition agreements, and as you may recall from the Gorski project, there's some sort of delta at the end of us having to pay for interest costs or additional expenses. So with this agreement, we're actually going to pay the interest on the carry cost for a period of 2 years, starting in February of 2022. So it's $10,500 is that it's a 6% interest rate on those carry costs. So we are excited to continue to work with Rebar Development on this project, seeing what sort of synergies can happen between First Internet Bank. And probably no shock to everyone else as you kind of zoom out a little bit, looking at what next opportunities could be on the horizon within the Nickel Plate District. So an exciting opportunity for us and the Redevelopment Commission to have some friendly control over what happens in this area. Any question? Oh, and so I think I said it, it's 2 years. So we have a maximum amount on there of just over $2.3 million. And just like with these other land acquisition agreements, if there's a mutually agreed upon project that can be terminated and that we then get entered into, we essentially get credited that carry cost, the interest rate into the future project. So it's a great opportunity for us. On the other side as well, May Mobility, which is the newest version of, if you'll remember, Perceptin with autonomous vehicles. We are actually going to, since they now need space for 6 vehicles to store inside, instead of the 2 that they had originally anticipated, they're actually going to be in the Plumber Supply building for 6 months. Starting hopefully at the end of this month, while they begin their operations within the Nickel Plate District. And then we think that there's a really good opportunity for continuing downtown construction projects to be able to, while we figure out a deal here, for some staging opportunities within the Nickel Plate District because we're running out of places to stage construction equipment. So it's a win-win on lots of different fronts. Happy to answer any questions about this project.
Any questions for Megan? Megan, your comment about the increasing price in real estate in that particular area, in my opinion, is a direct reflection of the investments the city has made and the success of those investments. So would have been nice initially if you could have bought all that land, anticipating what was going to happen in the future, but your success is part of the success of the city investment.
Yes, thank you.
Any questions for Megan on that particular resolution, item number 11? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve? Is there a
Motion to approve. Tony Bonacuse.
Tony made the motion. Is there a second?
This is Anderson. I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for item number 11. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That resolution Motion.
Kay, if you would, show that I'm abstaining on this resolution. This
I
is-
will. Brad? Thank you.
Okay. Motion passes. We'll move on to item number 12. Resolution FRC 07R111521. This is a resolution approving access agreement list biotherapies. Who's running this one?
Me. So last week, I believe on Thursday, we announced a new life science company that is moving into our life science and innovation park that you all helped create and kind of give us the ability to pursue. So List Biotherapeutics is a microbiome life science manufacturer. Don't ask me exactly what that is, but it's about creating bacteria for vaccines and new development. So this is a super exciting project. It's a $110 million project, 200 new employees, great wages. That'll go in our life science and innovation park. And tonight at City Council, we're taking their project agreement forward. And similar to Stevanato, everybody's wanting to get shovels in the ground and lock in construction prices and materials as quickly as possible. So this is an access agreement allowing them access to the site to start doing any sort of testing and any initial grading that is going to help them speed forward as they finalize all of their plans and we get ready to close on the property. So pretty straightforward, very similar, if not identical to what we did with Stevanato a couple months ago.
Is there any questions of Megan? Megan, with this project at Stevanato, how much land is left then in that particular plot?
8 acres. So it went real fast. Between roads and there's a center point easement, there's that big pipe that they were installing through the property over the summer, and 2 really significant projects. So this company is getting 15 acres. Stevanato got 35. It got eaten up pretty quickly. So, I mean, it's really been incredible that this project came to us, Jordan, like in June. And we knew that we were in the works of getting this property, and it enabled us to really fast track a project that otherwise I think we would have had a hard time putting together a good sale for it. So it's pretty incredible what we've done over the last 18 months.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Any comments or questions on this particular project resolution? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve as it was presented?
This is Brad. I'll move to adopt the resolution.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion stands approved. Any old business for us to entertain? Megan, Jordan?
Nothing. I think we probably will have at least one more meeting that we'll send out some or ask for some dates for before the end of the year, just with this project agreement from List Biotherapeutics and a couple of other items that are out there. So be sure to look for an email from Kay, but if not, I don't think we will before Thanksgiving. So everybody have a wonderful Thanksgiving, but no new business either on my side.
Okay, thank you very much, and happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there. Any new business? So there's nothing there. Anybody want to make a motion to adjourn?
I sure will.
Is there a second for Tony's enthusiastic adjournment?
I'll second.
We have a motion, a second. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate your time.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Happy Thanksgiving. Gobble,
Happy
gobble.
Thanksgiving.